Hello, this is Gypsy Spirit, and we are now on lesson 7 and learning to read tarot. So let's go ahead and get started. I will encourage you to get all of your ace cards. That would be the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles. Get those cards together because those are the cards right now that we're going to look at. We're also going to be looking at the 2 and the 3 in this video. So the Ace of Swords, which is the first card that I'm going to show it to you. As you can see, I mean, there's swords, they're going upright, and it looks like there was a lot of stormy water underneath, and if you can see, the clouds are beginning to clear up. So that's what the Ace of Swords is all about. Remember, swords represents conflict, and when you see the ace, it tells me that yes, there's been some conflict, and it may have kept you up at night, it may have caused you some anxiety, but you've had a little time, and now you're starting to get some clarity on how to find the solution, or you're finding the solution to this conflict. And so things are starting to clear up, and you see that, like the sword is up and towards the sky. You're conquering whatever conflict it was. You're rising above the waters. The skies are clearing up. So that's what the Ace of Swords means. Now the Ace of Wands is, and I can relate to this very well because I'm an artist and I also write, and I get writer's block, or my artistic creativity will get blocked. But the Ace of Wands is clarity on an idea or something creative. It is time to move forward. So, like, I have a book, actually I have a couple of books that I'm working on, and I haven't gone back to my writing because my brain is just, I try to think of ideas and I can't. And I know that over time, the clarity will come. Sometimes you just have to walk away from things. And so you're going to see that in this card. Not really sure what the Rider-Waite card looks like, but you can see like your mind has been on a dry desert here. And because of course this all represents your mind and your thoughts, your creativity. And the wand, I mean, she's holding the wand, she's got it. But I always think of this as like a little genie, like I dream a genie bottle or whatever. And with a candle, and there's light. And so there's clarity, there's, it's like some energy, a new beginning of an idea, creativity, and it's on fire, and you got to work on it and move with it. You got to move. When you get the idea, you got to move with it. So that's an exciting card. I like that card. So the next card is going to be Cups. So remember, Cups is about spirituality, emotions, love, relationships. And so when you see this card, remember also there's always water in Cups. So there's healing. And when I see the Ace of Cups, it's like a new beginning. It could be a new beginning and a renewal of a relationship that was going sour, or it could be a new relationship. Could be some new enlightenment on the spiritual level, healing, new healing. I mean, you've been healed from something, and now the healing has taken place, and you're rejuvenated. Your emotions are rejuvenated, and you can see that in the background here, where there is like a waterfall, and it's replenishing. It's keeping the water there from being stagnant, and so that's how I read it. Again, one of the reasons why I love the pictures, I am an artist and I am very creative. And so I like to look at the pictures because it helps me to read what's really going on. Of course, you have to know what each card means. I mean, if you ever had to read from a plain deck of card or pip cards, and I will explain pip cards later, but the pictures always speak to me, as I hope they do to you. And I know that some people get real nervous because they think they're giving the wrong answer. You doubt yourself. Am I really telling the person the right thing? And this is what I say to everybody. Um, Always listen to your intuition. Look at the picture. Yeah, read the picture. Don't be afraid to say what you're seeing in the picture. I give my classes every Saturday to a group of ladies. I say ladies because I haven't had any men show up for my classes, but men are very welcome. But we do a little game at the end of the class, and I have everybody reads for each other. They just read one card. Right now we're just doing one card, and I find it very interesting how these women who are not tarot readers, I mean, they're trying to learn, but they will look at a card, and I tell them all the time, don't look at your notes right now. When somebody pulls a card, just look at the card and read what you see in the picture. Look at the picture and speak what you see in that picture. And then after that, and use your intuition, what you're seeing, what you're feeling. And then after that, if you want to go to your notes, then absolutely. But always go with what you see. And I know they're new, but I am really proud and amazed at some of these ladies. They do what I tell them to do, and they're spot on. They're looking at the picture, they're reading what they're seeing in the picture, and they're very spot on. Now, have they really tapped into their intuition? Not yet, but they're working on it. But I'm amazed. I tell them all the time, y'all are going to put me out of business because you're going to be really great tarot readers. So that's the Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, you're planting new seeds that will bring abundance, security, and stability to you. That's what I see with the Ace of Cups. Again, if we're going to read this card, I mean, look at the lush greenery there, and to me it looks like a cake on the side. So that's what I think of it. It is a cake. It is a cake. And there's pentacles. So now it's time to enjoy and have some cake, maybe, because now you've maybe had some fresh ideas on starting a business or doing something that is going to bring you money, and it's going to be abundant. And because you see all the growth of the flowers there, how the sky is clearing up, and I mean, it's like a beautiful lush green. And there's nothing like, okay, so look, as I'm looking at the picture, I've never noticed this before, but I'm looking at this lush greenery here. And there's some bushes or whatever on the side, and you've got a couple of plants here that are starting to grow. And I said, you're planting the Pentacles is planting new seeds. So you've got clarity in the background because the sky is lifting up. You've got this lush green garden, and you've already got some growth, but imagine the growth of whatever it is that you plant here. This is telling me that you're going to be planting some seeds, and there is going to be some abundance there. It is going to grow just like these flowers you're already starting to see grow. And so that's a good way to read the cards. And sometimes it's okay if you a lot of times when people come to me and I do a spread, and I'll get real quiet for a while, for about 3 or 4 minutes. And I know They just kind of sit there. But the a spread, the tarot, it's a lot like putting a puzzle together. So I'm looking at the cards, um, putting the puzzle and reading, looking at the pictures and putting it all together. So you have to look at it like that too. Don't be afraid to just, stop and pause for a little bit, um, because your mind is reading uh, the pictures, and you're putting the puzzle together. So I did all of that. So let's see. Now we're on to two, the twos. So we have a Two of Swords. I had them all out. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, Two of Cups, and Two of Pentacles. Okay, so the Two of Swords. Well, I like this card. Again, this is the Alice in Wonderland deck. So you see her. Remember, two is about finding balance, okay? And I'm looking at this card. There's water in the background, which is all about healing. But I see up in the moon, which looks like a demon type character. And then you've got, of course, the swords being crossed, and you also have like maybe it looks like street signs going one way and another way. And so that's what the Two of Swords is all about. Yes, there's some sort of conflict, and there needs to be healing, and you're needing to make a decision. There's a one way and another way, and you're crossed. That's what the swords being crossed. You're at a crossroads, and you're trying to figure out what is the best way to go, And so, in some cases, the Two of Swords, in some cases, you might have to just not do anything, just kind of let it sit for a little bit, and the answers will come to you. That's always what I see in the Two of Swords, because honestly, the character in the back, and I could be wrong. Again, we interpret the cards, but to me, it's like the devil, trying to tempt you into making a decision that might not be in your best interest. So that's what the water is all about. You've got to find some healing so that you can make the right decision. And sometimes you might not be able to make that overnight. You got to sit on it for a little bit. But this also makes me think of a Joker. The character in the full moon. It's like the Joker. It's keeping you awake at night. The Two of Wands. Now remember that the Wands is about work, but the two, it's about balance. So you're at a new beginning of something, probably work, something to do with work, and it requires sufficient planning, balancing all your planning out in detail. So if you're starting something new in work, this card, as you can see, she's got some growth. She's already started something. She's looking into the future, and she's trying to balance, put it all together. So yes, if you're starting something new, this is about finding balance and stability. And in order to do that, you may have to do some future planning. My son the other day, I have a 35-year-old, and he called me up, and he wanted to talk to me about doing a vending machine business. And he had this bright idea that I was going to sell, that I was going to go to all these places and sell people on the idea of putting a vending machine in their business. And the other good one was that I could restock the vending machines. Like, really? What kind of drugs you smoking, boy? But anyway, I'm not going to take that on. But he told me, he texted me later and said that he was doing a business plan. So, yeah, I mean, he told me, he said, I've got the money to buy a machine. He's got the money to buy several machines. They're quite pricey. Um, but he wants to get a machine, but he can get a vending machine. He knows he can do that, and he'll find a place to put it. But he's already, before he even gets his first machine, he's already making a business plan projection. And, you know, that's why a lot of these big corporations or these big businesses, they have a business plan. They project every year what things are going to be like. I owned a vintage clothing store, and every month I had to do something new or different to draw people in. So usually come around November, December, I was already working on my projections for for the following year of each month, what I was going to be doing to draw people in, how I was going to advertise, what I was going to do to make my business work. And so that's what the Two of Wands is all about, is finding that balance and planning ahead and putting the project, putting everything together so that it will be balanced in the future. So now we're on to Cups. Cups is about, remember, Cups is about spiritual things, love, emotions, healing, all that sort of stuff. So Cups is a mutually beneficial new beginning, or the beginning of a new partnership. It could be romantic, it could be business, it could be friendship. Just, again, you've got to look at the cards in full and listen. But you got to be mindful that it's right for both parties. And what I see here, and it's interesting because I don't see water. I see tea being poured, but in this particular card, because remember I said anytime you see two, there's always going to be water. So you see these two people, they're finally coming together. There's a meeting of the minds. Things are coming in sync as you see the tea being poured into both cups from the same pot. And so there's been some growth in this friendship relationship. But this guy here, he's very colorful. He has, he's very open. And a lot of cards you'll see one person where they're like almost naked, or they just have a single robe around them, and the other person is, you know, they've got an arm behind them like you see, and they're more fully clothed. And yeah, both of these are fully clothed, but this guy here has got his arm behind him. And so when you see the Two of Cups, yes, it is a new beginning of a relationship, and you're finding balance in that relationship. Because remember, two is about balance. So you're looking for balance, but also when I see this card here, this person here in the green, they are not sure. It's not that they're not sure. They're in agreement, but they're also being mindful because they've been hurt before, or things have happened before. And so they're just being very cautious. The other guy, he's going into it head first. So this is a warning for you that there may be a new relationship, new business partner, new friendship, whatever. And that's great. You have a meeting of the minds. But also, don't just go jumping into it. Always, you know, keep your eyes and ears open, and just move into it slowly. Allow things to happen organically. I actually got into a relationship one time when somebody was like really trying to push it, and I wanted to step back a little bit, but I went along with him, and in the end it turned out very sour. So the Two of Pentacles is successful. You know, Pentacles is about money. There's a newness. You're doing something new. You're being successful, but you're also trying to juggle some things. So you're, like maybe you're investing a lot of money. Uh, you have started a business perhaps, or started something where it's going to require maybe more money for you to be successful as you're waiting for your ship to come in. And so you're trying to find some balance in this new venture that you're on financially, balancing your finances to where you can manage yourself, in your own personal life, but also manage your business as well. And you're trying to balance everything while you're waiting for the success, or for things to really turn around, so to make a profit. So that's what the Two of Pentacles is all about. I thought that we were going to be able to get to 3, to learning what the threes mean, but I'm running out of time. I'm at 20 minutes, or 21 minutes actually. So that's going to be picked up in the next video. So I will see you soon. Bye-bye.